Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Season 2 of Luminous Clan in ClanGen, the Warrior Cats clan generated game. When we left off in the previous episode, we had a surprising new pair of mates in Slowfleck, our deputy, and Bubbling Gale, our mediator, and we had a very unfortunate death. So Fig Scratch, guys, Fig Scratch over here, who had been traumatized I think 7 moons back, when his mate Night Ember was massacred by a bunch of rogues, along with all the apprentices that she had taken with them, Chestnutpaw, Blotchpaw, Bumblepaw, and Purgepaw. He actually went out on a solo patrol, so he was assigned by the deputy to a patrol on a route that shouldn't have been dangerous. But Fig Scratch found a badger set, and unfortunately, he fell inside it and died at the hands of a badger, or I suppose in the jaws of a badger. And even though I feel that it is so tragic and so sad that he had to leave us, especially after, his mate died not long ago, it does feel bittersweet that now he's reunited with Night Ember. So there is that. There is that little bit of kind of assurance that they have found their way back to each other, and it makes me feel like they were meant to be true mates because of this, together in life and in death. Also, I was thinking about it and kind of reflecting on how both Fig Scratch and Night Ember, if I look at it, they were the perfect couple for the clan because they were both the best of their batch. In terms of apprenticeships, when they were apprentices, they were both in their own batches the best of their siblings and their litters. So they ended up together, and it's kind of unfortunate how the best of the batch, even as a couple, they couldn't survive against this harsh world. Okay, we're going to dive into events, and we are going to see what happens. I think we're also looking or hoping for a litter from Plumestripe and Ratfur. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for that. So let's go ahead and skip a moon. We have notices. With the heightened focus of the clan, 19 additional pieces of prey were gathered. When Lystar reaches the meeting place with his gathering patrol, he discovers Lynx Clan isn't present. Rumors on the border tell of a green cough outbreak. Lystar worries about the clan's ally, especially when he's missed this chance to strengthen their relationship. Lynx Clan relations remain unchanged. So let's go ahead and try and praise Whimsy Clan, and Lystar is back in business. Rumors reach your clan that the Loner Stone has died recently, so one of the lightless cats have died. Oh, Plumestripe was bitten by a snake and miraculously survived. Oh my goodness, please tell me that he is going to be okay. I mean, he survived, and it said miraculously. I'm hoping that doesn't mean there's going to be, after effects. Plumestripe is my favorite. I would be gutted if we lost him. I would be gutted. Yeah, the past moon, Fig Scratch has taken their place in Star Clan. Luminous Clan mourns their loss, and their clanmates will miss the spot they took up in their lives. Moments of their life are shared in stories around the circle of mourners as those that were closest to them take them to their final resting place. Okay, let's check up on the Medicine Cat Den. So, Rat Bite with Bubbling Gale, Snake Bite with Plumestripe, Claw Wound with Burrowpaw, and Broken Back with Rowanpaw. My goodness. Bubbling Gale was given Wild Garlic as treatment for Rat Bite, they will heal sooner. Burrowpaw was given Wild Garlic as treatment for Claw Wound, they'll be less likely to die. Slumber Roach gathered Horsetail, Wild Garlic, and Ragwort this moon. Okay, that is good. Just quickly checking up on my cats. It seems as though we're going to have 5 cats down in patrols. And 6 if we count Dark Pounds. Okay. So we're only going to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 11 cats in patrols. Okay. We'll have to see how that works out for us. Actually, no, I screwed up the counting because I was assuming that Slumber Roach was a mediator, which he is not. He's not the mediator, guys. His medicine cat. It's a medicine cat. Anyways, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cats that are going to be down because they curled up into little balls. Huh. Okay. Well. Let's go ahead and check up on relationships. Bubbling Gale noticed Slumber Roach flirting with someone else. Slumber Roach, who is in a relationship with Grey Swipe. Okay. Bubbling Gale thinks Plum Raven looks nicer than him today. Backing up to Slumber Roach, I'm not surprised because Slumber Roach has had instances where his eyes have kind of been here and there. Yeah, we've seen this before. We've seen this. And okay, Bubbling Gill in his first moon being in a relationship with Slopefleck is a little bit sensitive, I suppose, that his ex looks better than him. Crocus Fade compliments one of Dark Pounce's friends. Dark Pounce hears Plum Raven laugh at a clanmate's joke even though it was lame. Dark Pounce hates the gift Slumber Roach gave her. Okay. Lystar got tricked into doing one of Plum Raven's chores. Lystar, Slopefleck, and Plum Raven took a sunbath and had a little small talk. Lystar learns how much effort Rowan Paw put into learning something. Oh, Rowan Paw with his broken back. We're gonna have to check up to see how they've been doing for experience. But yeah, I feel like he's gonna really start falling behind. He actually did last moon. He fell really behind last moon. Lystar just noticed how beautiful Slopefleck's eyes are. Lystar. He is actually, I mean, he was in a relationship with Slopefleck. At one point in time, they were in love with each other. Not anymore now. Like, not anymore now. But I wonder if Lystar is suddenly paying attention to Slopefleck again because Slopefleck is in a relationship with Bubbling Gale. Ratford compliments one of Slumber Roach's friends. Slumber Roach is complaining that Stonepaw never does anything helpful. Grey Swipe notices how rude Cloudpaw is being to a clanmate. And that's Buttercup Dusk's apprentice, right? Grey Swipe and Cloudpaw talk about what they see in the clouds. Slowfleck notices that Plumestripe always gets better fresh kill to eat. You know, with these two interactions beforehand, Rowan Paw is Grey Swipe's apprentice, and he's the one with the broken back, so he can't really do much right now, and he's gone from being best in batch to the worst in batch. And I wonder if Cloudpaw was saying something rude. Maybe she didn't realize it, but she was saying something to her brother about how he was falling behind, and Grey Swipe noticed that, and then she took Cloudpaw out to have a talk with her, where, you know, they looked at clouds, but she kind of explained that Rowan Paw was in a very, you know, unfortunate situation through no doing of his own, just because of a mishap in one of the patrols we went to on a Thunderpath. And she's trying to make sure that Cloudpaw is a bit more sensitive to her brother. Just because she's able to go out and do these things doesn't mean Rowan Paw doesn't want to. So I think that's what this particular interaction was. Okay. Slopefleck notices that Plumestripe always gets better fresh kill to eat. Slopefleck asks Burrowpaw about something complicated and is amazed at how quickly Burrowpaw understands. Shadowpaw vents about something trivial to Plumestripe. Okay, Shadowpaw is venting about something to her mentor. Plumestripe goes to tell a secret to Stonepaw, only for Stonepaw to tell someone else's secret to him. Reed Daisy calls out the clan for targeting Plumraven. Plumraven, wanting to help keep her clanmates in shape and ready for anything, woke Dark Pounce. Oh wait, yes, got a bunch of cats up for morning stretches. They didn't like it. Also, I am realizing now, I'm pretty sure, that I think Lystar hates Plumraven. I think Lystar hates Plumraven. And if that is the case, that would actually be very, very fascinating to me, because Plumraven is Bubbling Gill's ex, and I'm wondering if maybe part of the reason, at least now, he's been hating her for a long time, but at least now, that hatred would have morphed into something else, and maybe he hates her because he doesn't understand why Plumraven broke up with Bubbling Gill. If Plumraven didn't break up with Bubbling Gill would never have gotten together with Slopefleck, who Lystar has started giving attention to again. So that's kind of intriguing. Plumraven decorates Buttercup Dusk's nest with flowers to surprise him. Okay, that's interesting. Lystar does something that makes Ratfur's day a little happier. Ratfur got a bunch of cats up for morning stretches, which they didn't like. Despite past disagreements, Burrow is kind to Crocus Fade in passing. Ratfur says she hopes Reed Daisy has a nice day. Buttercup Dusk and Lystar keep talking over each other on accident. Stonepaw thinks Gracewipe isn't very considerate of others. Burrowpaw sees Crocus Fade help a clanmate get unstuck from some brambles. Rowanpaw is jealous that Burrowpaw got to fight in a border skirmish when he didn't. That's right, so Burrowpaw has a claw wound, which is deadly and I'm worried about him, but he doesn't listen to any of the older cats who tell him to stay in the medicine cat den, and he keeps accompanying the other cats out on patrols, fighting skirmishes and rogues. It's like he didn't learn his lesson the first time around. He's always like, oh, it's okay, it's fine, my wound will heal, it's okay, I can still do things. And I can totally see how even though he keeps getting ushered back into the medicine cat den, because he keeps sneaking out and doing these things and coming back with stories, Rowanpaw, who has a broken back, is feeling jealous because he can't do any of this. Cloudpaw feels betrayed by something Bubbling Gale said. Shadowpaw is happy to run into Dark Pounds today. So that is all we have for the events. I'm going to cut the recording here and we're going to pick up at the cat list. Right, we are continuing with the cat list, guys. So loyalties haven't shifted, but because Lystar lost one of his children, he only has 3 loyalists in the clan now, guys. He only has 3 loyalists. Slowfleck, who is very drunk, I feel like, on his power recently after his promotion to deputy, and Crocus Fade and Reed Daisy, his daughters. Fig Scratch was his 4th supporter, and now Fig Scratch unfortunately has passed on, so this is kind of all he has. And I did check up on Lystar's relationships because I wanted to see whether he hated Plumraven, and yeah, guys, he does. He hates Plumraven. So there is that. Whatever reason he had for disliking her in the past, he has a new reason to dislike her now, which is very unfortunate. But okay, let's go ahead and see what our cats are getting up to, and then we'll send them out on patrols. So Lystar picked the best spot in the burial grounds for Fig Scratch. Of course he did. Even though Reed Daisy is his favorite child, Fig Scratch was the best of his children. He was the most talented of all his children, so I can see why Lystar would have the best spot selected for Fig Scratch to honor him in that way. Slowfleck wonders how Ratfur is doing. Slumberroach can't keep up with Buttercup Dusk. Bubbling Gale tries to put on a brave face for his clanmates. Aww. Gracewipe ran out of camp the moment she saw Fig Scratch's body. Oh, that's right, Fig Scratch is Gracewipe's son, and actually, now that I think about it, Fig Scratch was Gracewipe's favorite child. She adored Fig Scratch, and she was especially proud that Fig Scratch was the best of his batch because Gracewipe is a very renowned mentor. So she had high expectations from her son, her favorite son, just like she does from her apprentices. So, oh my goodness, I can see how she would find it very difficult to accept. Plumestripe tries to set a good example for younger cats. Plumraven is wondering if kitty pet life is really so bad. Ratfur is thinking about a strange two-leg object she saw recently. Crocus Fade does her best to console her clanmates about Fig Scratch's death. Even though Fig Scratch was her brother, her younger brother, Crocus Fade can't mourn too much because the other clan members, they need her. Reed Daisy doesn't think she'll ever be the same without Fig Scratch. Oh my goodness, that's right. Reed Daisy and Fig Scratch, they used to go head to head quite a bit. Pretty much for the entire apprenticeship, Reed Daisy was best of the batch until the very last moon, when Fig Scratch surpassed her. So he was kind of always keeping her on her toes. And then he passed away. That's so sad. And the other thing, Reed Daisy and Fig Scratch, they were both mentored to the same cat. They were both mentored by Dark Pounds at the same time. So Reed Daisy is always used to having her brother with her. They've always done things side by side. And I can see how it would be a total shock to suddenly not have him there anymore. Reed Daisy. Buttercup Dusk is sparring with some clanmates. Stonepaw boasts loudly about all her accomplishments. Burrowpaw is feeling content. Rowanpaw is hoping he finds an opportunity to slip back to his nest. Cloudpaw daydreams about being a warrior in Tiger Clan. And Shadowpaw is looking forward to finding more prey as the snow melts. And finally, Dark Pounds is playing a prank on Shadowpaw. Okay, going back and looking at the experiences of the cats, Stonepaw has 20 experience, guys. 20 experience. Burrowpaw has 10. Roanpaw has 13. Cloudpaw has 16. And Shadowpaw has 19. That means right now Stonepaw is best of the batch. Shadowpaw is in second place. Cloudpaw is in third place. Roanpaw is in fourth place. And Burrowpaw is right at the back. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. So essentially, Stonepaw, Shadowpaw, Cloudpaw, Roanpaw, then Burrowpaw. Wow. I mean, I'm happy for Ratfa and Stonepaw. I felt quite strongly about Stonepaw being able to overcome her insecurity because she had Ratfa as a mentor, and Ratfa has proved in the past that she knows how to work with this type of apprentice. So, good on Stonepaw. Good on Stonepaw. I feel bad for Burrowpaw though, because Burrowpaw was actually, like in that very first moon, if she hadn't had the accident, I think if Burrowpaw and Roanpaw hadn't had the accidents, I feel like Burrowpaw would have been best of the batch. But this is life. This is what happens sometimes. You get caught out of nowhere with incidents that you don't expect, and you kind of have to deal with it. Okay, well, I'm going to cut the recording here, and we're going to continue with patrols. Okay, let's take a look at what we have here. So our current prey is 343.2. We need 40 prey. We'll send out our medicine cat first, and then we're gonna have a patrol of 6 and a patrol of 5. Okay, sweet. So I suppose I was right. We do have 11 cats to go on a patrol. Okay. Slumber Roach. As New Leaf brings green back to the world, Slumber Roach has been eagerly anticipating the unfurling of the new leaf buds on the elder trees. There's a particular tree in a sheltered dip along a stream he wants to check on today. Maybe that juniper he saw growing nearby the other day is ready to be plucked as well. Proceed. Elder leaves being used to soothe sprains, and elder leaves having to be gathered in a way that risks sprains, is truly one of StarClan's little ironies. Slumber Roach reflects. The fact that the juniper was, in fact, also where he thought it was and ready to be collected just made it that much better, and easier so he didn't have to come back to this area. Elder leaves and juniper were gathered. You know what, guys? I have read this sentence I don't know how many times, but I only just understood it. Elder leaves being used to soothe sprains, and elder leaves having to be gathered in a way that risks sprains. So basically, it's saying, I don't know, you guys might have understood it. I have been confused by this sentence for eons, and I only just understood it. Like, it's basically saying that elder leaves are used to soothe sprains, but in order to collect elder leaves, the cats collecting them, risk spraining themselves. So, okay, I'm sorry, that made sense to me finally. So elder leaves and juniper were gathered. And you know what, I quickly want to check up to see the age of the kittens. Okay, 9 moons. They still have time. They still have time before they become warriors. They've got a while. So let's see what our first patrol of 6 is going to be. Okay, so it seems as though Ratfa has decided to not send, to send her apprentice off over here, which is interesting, and so has Buttercup Dusk. Now, we've got Reed Daisy and Rowanpaw. Okay, so I guess they have decided that these 2 mentors are going to be overlooking these 2 apprentices. I'm not sure who's overlooking who, but regardless, maybe it's like a joint situation here. So they're, jointly going to be supervising Stonepaw and Cloudpaw, which is really good. Okay, so we'll see how they go. I mean, especially Stonepaw is kind of really far ahead with her experience. Not as far as, yes, no, she is. I was going to say Cloudpaw, she's got 16, not 19, but this is good. Let's see what happens. And then, of course, we have Plumraven and Lyrestar in this patrol as well. As the patrol heads out, Lystar spots a set of animal tracks and calls the other cats over to give them a tracking demonstration. Proceed. The time of day, the direction of any wind, the season, the amount of damp nearby, it all affects tracking in predictable ways that allow a discerning warrior to estimate how long it's been since the animal who left them wandered through. It's a topic Lystar genuinely enjoys and can get impressively in-depth on. Okay, I mean, the days that he's been functional and being sent out with the apprentices, he is giving us some good experience and, like, learning things, so that is good. And now we have Shadowpaw, Buttercup Dusk, Crocus Fade, Ratfur, and Slopefleck. So I guess Ratfur and Buttercup Dusk are jointly looking after Shadowpaw because Plumestripe has the snake bite, so he can't come. That's what Plumestripe has arranged for his apprentice. Okay, let's go on patrol. Many seasons ago, before even Luminous Clan itself, stood 5 ancient clans. Each one points on a single great star. They padded into danger where hills of bones seeped blood into the soil. Proceed. Not this old nursery tale again. Buttercup Dusk is bored of it. Oh no, okay, so unfortunately Shadowpaw didn't get I think this wasn't as helpful as the other patrol, because Buttercup Dusk, one of the mentors, wasn't feeling it too much. Okay, let's quickly check up on our apprentices. We have 22, 10, 13, 18, and 21. Okay, so it seems as though that hasn't changed, even though Shadowpaw's particular patrol had a bored mentor. I think Shadowpaw was still listening intently. So she is still in second place. Stonepaw is still ahead, which is really cool. And Cloudpaw's hanging on in the middle there. Lucking out. I feel like Stonepaw and Cloudpaw are lucking out because their really competitive siblings are unfortunately injured. Okay. Well, guys, with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.